Right then, this is a walk around video for a really handsome looking car. It's in lovely condition as well. This is a Honda CR-V. It's a 2.2 EX diesel automatic. It's covered just 45,000 miles, finished in silver with a contrasting black leather interior, and the roof bars you can see fitted as well. It just looks, it's got a lovely stance about this car. I'll go around it for you. It's parked in the partial shade. The sun's lovely. I'd hate to see it go away, but it's horrible for doing videos with, so it's best to try and do it like this, so it's slightly compromised. But the front of the car is wonderfully clean. Lights, lenses, clear, intact. Try and do it so my shadow doesn't get in the way as well. Bonnet, again, absolutely beautifully clean. Hardly a mark or stench anywhere in there at all. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely like a mirror in the panels, beautifully clean. Near side front alloy, super condition. And then on this side, really is lovely. The only part that Honda didn't make is the side steps, and they are a little bit pickled, to be honest with you. They're fine, they're perfectly good, but probably a sort of flick of spray or something on those would bring them up lovely, but that's as they are. Near side rear alloy, again lovely, with just a couple of tiny little marks. And around the back of the car, bumper corner, all very clean, no scratches. Entry points on the boot lid, again all really good. And then off side of the vehicle, driver's side, again is just wonderfully clean. Offside rear alloy, again absolutely lovely. And then the remaining panels here, really good. Finally, offside front alloy, again just in lovely condition. It really is it's just got a lovely stance about this car, as I said. It's coming to the boot area, absolutely massive of course, and it's been kept absolutely beautifully back here. CR-Vs, they are family estate cars and they can be used very heavily indeed, but this one has been kept absolutely superbly. That isn't a line, by the way, it's where the sun's coming through on the through the front seats there. Let's come to the back of the car now. We've got these lovely wide opening rear doors and an amazing amount of legroom. I'm over 6 foot tall, and those front seats are set for me, so I'm not cheating. I did quite the opposite, I'm making it realistic. Leatherwork has been kept absolutely beautifully in the back as well. There's minimal signs of any kind of wear and tear, again, which is very rare on CR-Vs. Those are normally much more heavily used than this one. Let's go into the front now. All very clean and tidy on the passenger side. Passenger seat there, again in absolutely lovely condition as well. So coming to the driver's side, door cards really lovely and clean. Footwell areas all very tidy as well. And driver's seat again in really good condition. This is the only one that shows anywhere, which it's meant to do, of course. As you slide in and out, the bolsters here, and naturally, again, they sort of give slightly. That's exactly, as I said, how they're meant to be at this sort of age. So inside the car now, engine's running this section, so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks absolutely factory fresh. It's in beautiful condition. Sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. Sorry, it's a bit glary with the sun, do apologise. Pop the car into reverse. Get that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as it should. Let's come up to the main dashboard binnacle, pan in there for you. Hopefully you can see 45,313 miles. The only light on is currently the low fuel lights, but obviously fuel will get rid of that. It is a very nice car, this one. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel automatic. This particular car is registered BD62CRV, and mileage at the start of the road test is just 45,264 miles. The reason we do these videos is very simple indeed. It's basically because we know to our cost how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which looks perfectly good in the description, and photographs only to get them drive it and find out it's got a fundamental issue which you'd have much rather known about before setting off. So that's why we do it. We do it on these very quiet country roads. They're very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on it. So hopefully then it'd be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car itself, push button start on the top of the range. EX models starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, and it's been running for some time now. It's just gone through its mechanical checks, so up to full operating temperature. The engines are absolutely brilliant. Diesels are predominantly bought for economy and, in theory at least, reliability, and it's very good in that respect. It's probably the most reliable and durable engine in its class, with just normal maintenance. But it's also a lovely engine to use day in, day out, because as worthy as an engine may be, if it was noisy and clattery and peaky in the way it delivers its power, then it would be a fairly awful thing to have to try and live with. But this isn't. It's got a lovely broad band of power through the entirety of the rev range, and it's very smooth and quiet in operation. Engine feeds into the automatic gearbox, typical Honda box, lovely slick shifting gearbox, very smooth, well chosen ratios, and again a very tough mechanical item. They just don't really touch them. Fantastic. Steering on the car, really nicely done. Even going through corners like this, minimal steering input required. It's fluid, it's accurate, it's very precise, very well pardon me, very well tuned to the chassis of the car. But it makes the car feel nice and secure and solid on the road. So I'm going to cough. I feel a little tickle in the back of my throat. I do apologise. Come absolutely out of nowhere, but there we go. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Crikey me, I do apologise. The steering just feels incredibly tight and taut on the road, so it just feels exactly as it should be, and there's just no wear at all. Chassis of the vehicle, Honda should know this market very well, and they do, obviously, because the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, and it's easy to see why, because what they're trying to achieve with it is not to be an overly sporting car, because it's not. It's designed predominantly to ferry people and families around in comfort, and it does it beautifully because the ride comfort is exceptionally good. Beautifully damped ride. Only the sharpest ridges will catch it, like any car out, but generally just driving like now, it's very fluid and just beautifully damped, as I said. But when you go through the corners, unlike so many SUVs, it doesn't lollop about and have lots of body roll. You go through here a little bit quicker than normal. It just holds its station really nicely. Body control's beautifully done. Also, no nasty noises coming from underneath the car when it hits the bumps, no sort of clatterings or knocking from suspension. Worth pointing out, the car's going to be going for an independent MOT after this test drive is completed, so these things will be checked anyway. Brakes on the car, make sure no one's directly behind me. I don't think they are at the moment, no. But there's a lovely, powerful, solid brake pedal on the car. Pulls you up nice and hard. No pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, so all in fine fettle there. Inside the vehicle, first things first, as always, just a beautifully put together car. I know it's only relatively low mileage, but it's amazing how many cars of this age particularly develop lots of creaks and groans and rattles and buzzers and all sorts, and there's nothing at all. It's absolutely silent in that respect. They are brilliantly built machines. It's also just a lovely place to sit. You've got great visibility, a low dash line, to give you a good view ahead of the car. It's a rarity in the modern age that I can actually see a bonnet on a car rather than nothing at all. Big wing mirrors either side just to give you fantastic visibility around the car, so you don't feel kind of hemmed into the vehicle with big blind spots when you're driving along the road. It just gives you a lot more confidence with the vehicle. The dash itself is laden with equipment, of course, being the EX, but it's not one of these dashboards where you look and think, oh my goodness, what do I press now? It's really simple and easy to use. 2 or 3 days in the car and it becomes second nature to use pretty much all the controls. Sat nav, you can see they're working exactly as it should. You've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have, in theory, different temperatures side to side. Pumps out lovely cold air. We checked it earlier again in the workshop, in a warm workshop, and it was very effective. Heated seats, again, working perfectly. What I love about the Hondas is even the little buttons here you press have a really lovely quality of actuation, very high quality. You just feel it in every single actuation of every button you press. It's really nicely done. Binnacle in front, very simple, easy, nicely presented dials, giving you all the information you need and no more, which is absolutely perfect. Too many dashes are just over fussy in my opinion this day and age. Steering wheel, small in diameter, leather bound, feels absolutely fantastic in hand, and pretty much feels like new to hold as well, by the way, because it's in lovely condition in here. It just belies the fact the car's sort of 9 years old, I guess now. It is a four-wheel drive car, although this version's four-wheel drive. There are no buttons to press because it's what they call it's a part-time four-wheel drive system, and it's very clever because Honda worked out that the vast majority of the people driving these cars will be driving in good conditions like I am today, so there's no point having permanent four-wheel drive. If it needs to go into four-wheel drive, it'll do it for you. It senses the front wheels slipping and then brings it in seamlessly. It is brilliant. The obvious advantages, of course, are the fact that by not having four-wheel drive permanently engaged, you're not going to get through your tyres as quickly, certainly not going to use as much fuel, and there's less mechanical stress put through the vehicle. We've been selling Hondas using this system for nearly 3 decades and never put a spanner on one of the four-wheel drive systems. It is absolutely superb in that respect. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it might be, and I say excuse me for my initial coughing fit earlier on, is just to show it in operation. There's nothing, it just drives absolutely as tight as a drum. If you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate, do give us a call.